Everybody, this is Angel Ribo, known as the CEO Confidant here in the US and in Latin America, known as the president and co-founder of the Wisdom for Kids Foundation. And this is the reality check on the planet, traveling without fear, here at Expansion Network, accelerating the consciousness of humanity. And this is Saturday morning. It means that we have, again, one amazing co-host and one super amazing a guest that actually, I think it's the first time ever, Judy, we have a guest 2 consecutive days in a row. Oh my God. What an amazing greatness we have all together here. Good morning, Judy. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much, Angel. So beautiful to be here once again with you in this beautiful space that's being created. Beautiful love, unconditional love for all of us. And so excited, Kelly, to have you here again.
Absolutely. Kelly, welcome back.
Oh my
goodness. Thank you. I love being here.
Yeah, fantastic.
Also, I love that I get to talk about my travels. Like, yeah, what better life could I have?
Exactly. And we were just sharing with, it was before going live, everybody, we were just sharing, this bright color that, of the scarf that Kelly is wearing. And I think that, given the fact that the origin of the scarf, I think it's worth actually talking about it because it really shows amazing things that are still going on in the world in a massive scale, but we don't get to see them, right? So could you just share the story of the scarf, please, Kelly?
Yes, I'll give you a close-up look of it because it's blue and green and it's just so gorgeous. Wow. So this scarf is made with a back loom, so it's hand woven. And the ladies that make these scarves, there are ladies of collective, or it's a collective of ladies. Most of them are single moms. And they pick the cotton by hand, they de-seed it by hand, they spool it by hand, they dye it by hand with natural dyes. And then they make these beautiful products. So this scarf right here took 2 weeks to make, 8 hours a day.
Oh,
wow. Oh my God.
Yes, the heart and soul that goes into it is beautiful. And the women say that when they're sewing, they make sure that their heart and their mind and their soul are in a positive place because they understand that wherever they are energetically, they're weaving that into the scarf. So this scarf has been woven with a lot of love and intention.
Awesome. Would you remind our audience where you are in the world, Kelly?
Yes, I'm in this beautiful little town called San Marcos, Guatemala. However, I bought this across the lake in another little pueblo called San Juan, and they're known for their artisanal things. I actually got a homemade leather purse there as well. So yeah, loving the lake.
Wonderful. What about you, Judy? Are you still in Albania?
I'm in Albania. I'm in the southern part of Albania called Saranda, this beautiful little beach town. A lot of expats and nomads living out here. It's so beautiful. But I am heading to Tirana, the main city and capital of Albania, tomorrow. And I'm actually heading back home this week. I was going to be here another month or more, a little bit more. In Albania, we can only be here for 3 months, Canadians anyway. And I just had this really strong, beautiful feeling that I'm complete here. And yeah, I'm excited to head back for my family. And, I've got a house there and just try and see what the next step is and really feel like there's some grounding, feeling like I'm being called to, I don't know, there's some sort of grounding or something. There's a lot going on in Canada, especially Toronto in the last week. It's crazy what's happening out there. And, it's interesting how I just have this really strong calling suddenly to go back. I knew I was going to go back at some point and figure out, again, I have some roots there, figure out what to do and then potentially move on. But who knows? I'm here and following these beautiful feelings. And I'm actually really, 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 really excited.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
That's exactly. That's gonna be a big change for you that you've been already, But anyway, yeah, exactly. But
especially the first
it will be. Well, let me tell you guys, it's going to be a nice reality check of Canada when she's back at home. That's for sure. That's going to be a lot of many different things. So anyway, let's be obviously gentle with one another, gentle with ourselves, right? And keep on moving on, right? All right. So the other day, let's jump into this, because the other day, you know, I was unfortunately I had a blind spot that you know, we were kind of rushed a little bit with time, but we had already promised our respective audiences that we were going to do something that unfortunately didn't happen. Okay, so Kelly, if you don't mind, would you be so kind to actually explain what we're going to do?
Yes, thank you.
Of course.
So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be reading Judy's face. And the thing about face reading is our bodies are so well equipped to share with us what it's like living our human experience. And a lot of times we like to convince ourselves that our reality is like this or our reality is like that. And there's a lot of ignoring of physiological and psychological cues from our body that make us think our reality is one way. So one of the things I love to do with people is show them what their face is showing the world. And this is a wonderful opportunity to begin to build intimacy with yourself, build trust with yourself, listen to these messages that are desiring to be heard. And each of these messages are messages of love. So it's either, hey, you're doing really great here, I love this, or hey, I would like some more love and attention in this area. And all of these messages are to bring your body, mind, and spirit into alignment with what your soul came here to express. So everybody's face is going to be different. And my intention is that people learn to fall in love with themselves in a different way, loving who they actually see in the mirror. So I'm excited to share.
Awesome. Okay, so all this to say that Judy is going to be the recipient of the reading, right? So obviously, we've talked about that before, and obviously she's totally open to do that. And I think we us three we are pretty vulnerable, all us three. So you know, for the sake of people that really need to know more and really need to feel better with themselves, I mean, including myself, right? I think it's good to share this experience. So, you know, I mean, I'll let you to go ahead and you tell me when it's finished, right? So you give me a cue. All right. So please, you know, go ahead, and the floor is yours, Kelly and Judy.
Beautiful. Thank you. So one other thing I love to share before I get started with a face reading is that how our face is shaped is kind of like how the waves come and crash against a cliff. It doesn't change overnight, right? The waves come and they come and they come, and it's through repetition that our face is formed, or any part of our body for that matter. And so a lot of what shows up on the face are these subconscious patterns that have been cultivated throughout a lot of repeated actions or a repeated belief system. So even though some things may not be true for you today, they could have been true for you in the past, or there could still be some remnants there. So the invitation is to sit with the reflection and dig a little bit deeper and see where it's true for you.
Awesome.
So I'm going to switch my screen to see if I can just see Judy right now. Are you allowed to, can you switch it to just Judy right now?
Yeah, I can do that. Do you see her?
No, I see you.
Okay, I pin her only. Well, what I can do is definitely I can switch off my video. That's something I can do. If that is okay with you.
Sure. Now it's showing me, and I want to see Judy. I would like actually everyone to see Judy.
Yeah, actually, the audience is seeing Judy because I pinned her. So
Really? Because I have two screens on and I see all three of us right now. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to look at a different screen. I have my computer on because I figured this would happen. All right. So Judy, I'm going to have you come a little bit closer to your camera and make it so I can see like the top of your forehead as well.
Okay. How's that? Good or more? More?
Let's bring the camera up a little bit so I can see your full face. There we go. Yeah. So there's a little bit of a delay here because I'm on the computer. All right. So I'm going to take your face in for a minute and reflect back some themes that I see. Can I see your face from the side? And you can hold it there for a minute because there will be a little bit of a delay. So hold your face to the side for a minute. Okay. All right. So you can face forward again. So the first thing I noticed is your forehead is pretty much straight up and down. Some people have like this part of their forehead protruding a little bit, or this part right here, which have different meanings. But yours is straight up and down. So it shows me like you tend to have this personality of get straight to the point. You're a very direct person. I'm also seeing, is there a little bit of a bump right here on your nose?
It kind of in and then comes out a bit.
Yeah, so this tend to means like whatever kind of way that you show up in the world or how you treat people, you have this expectation that people show up in a similar way, especially if you're going to be sharing intimate things about yourself. You have a high level of expectation of how people show up in your life, which is beautiful. Shows you have some good boundaries. I also see a mostly rectangle face. You have this nice, long, beautiful face. Like mine is very much like an oval. And like this part of your face is mostly rectangle. So it shows me that you have a lot of energy. You also have very high ideals, bright ideas. You're broad-minded, open-minded. You have this energy to support those visions that you have, that passion that you have, and you likely have a humanitarian heart as well, a big heart for the world. I do see like you have this beautiful round chin. Let me see it from the side again. Yeah, it comes out a little bit. So I feel like, so your chin is connected to your root chakra. So you have all your chakras on your face, and right here is your root chakra. So with your chin coming out, it feels a little bit more pronounced than maybe this part. So I feel like you really put yourself out there, like you really push yourself, and that there might be, so there's a little bit of a curve right here. So there might be a little bit of feeling a disconnection between grounded and your creativity, like how you're expressing your creativity, or maybe that was something from the past. How is all this landing for you?
So interesting.
And it's all right to say, oh, that's not exactly right, or that doesn't feel exactly true, because it's the way the energy flows in the face. It can have multiple meanings too. So it's feeling into like what does feel true.
It's interesting when you say, you know, my chin, it's true. It sort of comes out a bit, and I have a dimple. And kind of pushing out my chin and putting myself out there. It's true. I'm hearing and feeling into doing things ever since I was young. When I was young, I used to be very, very, very shy, and yet I would like do things that were so scary. Especially when I first started my career, just going and doing, like, just pushing and going to like a seminar on my own, which I thought was the most scary thing in the world. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm hearing too, is pushing through and moving, always doing that, which is, yeah, it's been sort of my way of being. And that's very cool that it really resonates.
Mm. And go like this, like get really close and scrunch up your face. Let me see. See, I'm like in between my little phone and this computer to see if I can see the lines on your face. Okay, it's about to show up on my regular computer, so I'm going to get a good look at it. Can you tell me, like, if you have lines right here that are curved or straight, like when you scrunch up your eyebrows?
Yeah, I do have these, like.
Do they look curved, or do they look like they're cutting across, like diagonal or more curved? They look kind of curved right here. So it looks like it's curved on the left side. Correct me if I'm wrong. So your throat, or sorry, your eyebrows are your throat chakras. So what it's showing me is, like, historically, maybe your feminine didn't feel fully supported to be expressed. And if there was a slanted line on the right side, it kind of looked like it was slanted. It would show me that you're a little bit off direction with your life, historically speaking. Like, it wasn't quite in line with your purpose. Whatever direction you were going in life wasn't quite in line with your purpose, and your feminine didn't feel fully supported to be expressed.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Definitely. There was over the past, I guess, 8 years, big shift. I was really living and focusing a lot on my masculine. And then about 8 years ago, had a beautiful, significant shift in even my work and my focus. And yeah, and now bringing both back together, sort of focusing on both.
Beautiful. And you also have beautiful full lips. So it just shows me like you have a lot to say, a lot to express, a lot of creativity. You really put that out there in the world. Yeah.
Wow. The fact that you say like lips, isn't that amazing? I'm just taking this all in and just realizing how so much we don't know, right? This is so beautiful. The chin, the lips, the marks up here.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like our body it's just dying to share the truth with us. And this is like a lost art. Like, a lot of this stuff is already in our language. When we hear, oh, that person carries too much on their shoulders, that is literally somebody with hunched over shoulders who's carried too much in their lives, and their body is physically showing them, this is too much for me. I need you to take some things off. And so as we're looking at the different parts of our body and the messages, like even on your face, feeling into that and saying, are there places where my feminine still doesn't feel fully supported to be expressed? And how am I able to cultivate that so that I do feel comfortable? Or if you have this tendency to really push yourself and put yourself out there, are there ways that you're doing it that are past your physical, emotional, mental needs, right? Slowing down to tune into that language and recalibrate. Because when we are in alignment, when we have that internal coherence going on, this is when we are our most satisfied. This is when energy begins to flow, the miracles start happening, because we're not resisting the flow of life, the flow of our own life. We're actually embracing it and moving with it.
That's beautiful. What a beautiful explanation.
Thank you. So for the audience, this is like a very light face reading. If you ever book a full face reading with me, I actually take photos and do a breakdown and diagram of your face specifically and go through what each of the features mean. And it's followed up with time with me to do some somatic practices to begin to interrupt those programs and implement new ones. And if anyone's interested, I can also share a video of when I did a a case study of myself, and I took face splits over 5 different months, and you can see how my face shifted based on what was going on in my life. So as you bring this conscious awareness and conscious attention to your life, you actually do begin to shift your body and your face.
Wow, that's incredible. You know what, Kelly, I also remember, I don't know where this came from, but somebody, maybe it was a post or something, where somebody took their face and then split it in half and then just mirrored this side over here and then mirrored this side over there. And they actually looked so different.
Yeah, so that's in the case study I did of myself, and it's amazing to see. Like when I first started it, I noticed that the left side of my face was really thin, and so I was like, okay, my feminine is saying she needs more on all aspects. So I started bringing that forward, and then that got full, but then my right side got really thin because I just like forgot about the masculine. I was like, I need to focus on the feminine. And it's just this beautiful dance of learning to find the balance within.
Oh my goodness. That is so amazing. So where can we see this video? Where can we?
I will post a link for it in here because
Okay.
it's on my Vimeo account. So I'll post a link for it here. And if people want to access my website or join my Telegram group, they're welcome to do that as well. And I'm happy to share resources.
Yes. Your Telegram is?
It's t.me/Kelly Love Rewilding. And my website is the same, kellyloverewilding.com.
Okay, amazing. We're gonna make sure we get that in on my YouTube posting as well. Oh,
beautiful.
Oh my goodness, that was.
Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you. Are you kidding me? This is so beautiful, and this is what this is what life is all about. Us supporting one another so beautifully, sharing our gifts, our wisdom, our knowledge, and our love. Right? Like that was done so beautifully. So much love and. Wow.
Thank you for your bravery for showing up, because it takes a lot to like put your face out in the world and be like, read me.
Speaking of bravery, I've enjoyed totally this interaction. Thank you so much, Judy and Kelly, for doing this. And let me share a little bit of a secret with the audience and with Judy and with Kelly. I announced Kelly this week, one day this week, I said, hey, there was this amazing synchronicity this week. And this is what happened, but I never got to tell her what exactly happened, but I'm going to do it now. So last week, I think she mentioned, Kelly mentioned that she had been dancing, doing ecstatic dancing. So many years ago, in 2015 or 16, I went to an event of a gentleman in California. His name is Christian Mickelson. And he does an event called is it Instant Miracle? I think it's Instant Miracle. Anyway, so, and I went there because I was learning some specific coaching practice that has nothing to do with spirituality, it's just coaching, life coaching. And I love dancing so much. And, when you go to those events, speaking of events, when you go to those events, people try, the host, the one that is organizing, they try to keep you up, all the time, with high energy, so you don't fall asleep and everything. And I was dancing. I always dance pretty dramatically. Let's put it this way: everybody notices me dancing when I dance on those events, and they ask me to go to the stage and everything to dance. But the reason why I'm mentioning this is because one lady told me, "Hey, you should come. I'm from Dallas. You should come to one of these ecstatic dance sessions." And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because there's actually a lesson to learn, and I'm sure that Kelly will be able to say it. So the other day she mentioned it, but I didn't pay attention to it. But my subconscious started to think about that time when I went to that ecstatic dancing place and session on a Saturday morning on a weird church. I mean, everything was kind of weird, to get there. Why are you coming here? No, I came here because, again, it was a church, like by the back door, and as if we were going to do something wrong, you see. And then I got to that place. I didn't know anybody. My friend didn't go that day. So, I mean, it was just by myself. I had never been in that ecstatic dance, and I would love her to. I mean, I would love Kelly to explain what that is. So, and then there wasn't much light in that place. There wasn't much light. Okay. So then everybody started to dance and moving their body around, and people would get close to each other, even if and I was freaked out, but I stuck. And I am a pretty, let's say, adventurous guy in the sense that I really like to take new things in and to experience and everything. But this week, when I was thinking about this, suddenly I went to Facebook to post one of my stories, and Kelly had posted about her experience this particular, I think it was Monday or Tuesday. She posted a whole long, because Kelly likes to post long, posts about ecstatic dancing. And I said, oh my God, it means that I have to explain the story to the audience. So I felt uncomfortable, and I'm sure there's a reason why I felt uncomfortable. I'm not saying that everybody will feel uncomfortable, but it says a lot that you go to. I mean, I would love you to explain what ecstatic dancing is, if you don't mind, Kelly, because you do it all the time. I mean, obviously, yeah. Judy, if you do it as well, if you have your experience, do it. But I left before the session finished, because I said, although I kind of tried to go with the flow, but it was difficult to me. It was difficult to be there with all the people fully integrated. Okay, it's not that everybody will be touching it themselves. No. It's but there's a lot of spontaneity, right? There's a lot of people go with the flow. So anyway, yeah. I acknowledge that. I acknowledge there's probably some limiting belief, something that's going on here that's the reason why I don't feel comfortable, and there's a reason why I have to mention this week to Kelly. So please, Kelly, give some light to the world.
All right. Well, first of all, I love ecstatic dance. I got introduced to ecstatic dance after probably 7 years of doing salsa dancing all around the world. And I used to never dance, right? I had 2 left feet. I was really awkward. And then I got introduced to salsa and learned how to dance. And then ecstatic dance, I felt, was like the graduating step of salsa, right? So here I learned all these Latin dances. I learned structure and timing and all of this stuff. And then from there, learning how to flow with styling. And then ecstatic dance is like that wrench that's like, just do whatever you desire. It is pure responding to the music and totally allowing the body to move and respond however it wants. And a lot of the ecstatic dances they do, it's called 5 rhythms. And so 5 rhythms brings you through different emotions, different seasons, different periods of your life. And as you listen to the music, your body learns to flow from it. You have the soft music, you have the chaos music, you have the creation music, all these different types of music. And the point of it is to go past your mind that's full of chatter and is telling you all the time, oh, this and that, and think about this and think about that, to go past the chatter and get into the animal body of what is alive emotionally inside of me, and how am I able to communicate that, and how am I able to engage somebody in front of me without having to use words? How can I get past that mental block of using words and use my body to invite somebody, or to even set a boundary, in an artistic and playful way. So for me, what ecstatic dance has been is letting that animal out.
It's so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
The first time going and thinking, wow, this is and seeing some people who are really into it, just feeling like it was also weird. And then when you just start to let your guard down, and I found that closing my eyes really helped, and just allow your body to express what it's feeling through the music. And then what I love about it is that you just kind of do your own thing, and there is no right, there's no wrong. Like Kelly said, it's just just move, and everyone moves in different ways. And it's just this beautiful expression of movement and song and play and happiness. So beautiful. Yeah, they are so beautiful. And the ones that I've been to as well, they start with like on the ground, I guess, slow music, and then ends back, you know, it gets a little bit louder and then ends back on the ground. So again, you might start on the ground, lying down on the ground and moving. It's just such a great way to express, to move your body. You know, so many of us, so much of society has sort of forgotten how to do that, forgotten to dance, forgotten to just flow, be silly, wiggle, jiggle, you know, whatever. It's so much fun.
Totally.
And I think there's like primal intelligence in the dancing as well. Like, you know, TRE, that trauma therapy where we shake our body. It's like we're literally moving energy and emotions when we choose to move our body. And some of the most profound lessons I've gotten through ecstatic dance, where like, for example, I'm hearing this chaotic music go around, and this is supposed to be like, you know, the chaos right before the birth, right? Where it's like, what's happening? And in that chaos, like, I'm watching everyone on the dance floor let their body go loose and be a little bit wild. And the truth is, like, in music, even though like the overall theme of that song could be chaos, there's all these different instruments that are playing at different tempos and different beats and different melodies. And I felt my spirit be like, choose something slower to move at, choose a different instrument that's slower, be intentional about holding this chaos, because when the world is going crazy, you're still able to find that point of focus and calm and intention. And so as this dance floor is like, you know, going wild, here I am doing like these soft and slow and subtle movements to the music still, and feeling this embodiment of, yes, I am able to hold the chaos.
What an amazing realization, right? Through music, through ecstatic dance, through this beautiful play, and to have others potentially notice it as well and be moved by it, right? It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Let's it's a magic moment again. Let's change gears a little bit here. So obviously we are in 3 different countries right now, and I wouldn't like to lose the opportunity of maybe checking on the reality of every single country, right? Yes. So exactly. So what's going on, Kelly? What's going on in Guatemala? How are you feeling? Any remarkable comments you would like to make about things going on since last week?
I am still in full-on connection and freedom with so many people. Last night, I went to another neighboring town called Sunana, and just went there for what I thought was going to be a casual night of eating pizza. And the place was packed, so packed. And they had all kinds of live music, like rotating artists coming up and playing guitar or singing or karaoke. And there were no masks. Like, it was just people loving each other. And I relish in these moments, because as I'm seeing other parts of the world not live like I'm able to live right now, it like bubbles up this gratitude, this deep gratitude that I get to hug a stranger and share some eye gazing and heart to heart connection and hear about their amazing projects of what they're doing to shift this world. And I get to share about mine. And I feel so privileged, because especially like on Lake Atitlan, this is an energetic vortex. I mean, there's volcanoes around here. There are pyramids in the land. There's a buried city in the lakes. There's all this ancient Mayan power and technology here. And people from around the world are coming here to share their gifts and to heal. And so for me, I came here to have rest. My body was showing me through losing a lot of weight and other things that I needed rest. I needed deep nurturing. And so I came here to rest and be nurtured. And everything I need is here. You know, the bioresonance therapy, the ozone therapy, the dance, the connection, the massages, Ayurvedic medicine. It's all here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Paradise.
Amazing. Exactly.
Beautiful. And like for others hearing this, and I you know, I think it's good also. I always say in I do some YouTube videos too of the travels is, you know, why is it that some places and some like are having parties and not wearing masks and together, and there doesn't seem to be a big, you know, an issue. And then other places, you know, everyone's wearing masks. And, you know, we talk about consciousness, right? And sort of everything is consciousness. Everything is energy. And when an entire country is being told every minute that, you know, here's what's going on in cases, and there's so much fear, that fear becomes, everyone's feeding into this consciousness. Versus when you're living in a place where no one's even talking about, like I've said, every country, this is the 4th country I've been to, I can't get anyone to talk about COVID. No one cares to talk about COVID. They're like, what? It's like, they're just living their life. They don't really want to talk about it. They think it's drama. They think it's, you know, other things. And they just want to continue to live their life normally. And so therefore, yes, there's some people who are getting sick. Some flu, it seems, and some people who, I don't know, I haven't been following any death rates in any of the countries, but certainly there is a consciousness of freedom and love and health and energy that is happening. And it's something that, you know, you can really connect to, and you really understand that more the more we go inward, right? The more we go inward, feel into our heart and feel into, does this feel like whatever's being shared or told, or, you know, whatever I'm looking at, does it feel like it's coming from love, or is it coming from a place of control or manipulation, or does it feel like it's love? Well, I choose love, right? Where do you choose? I choose love. Right. Instead of watching the TV all day long and choosing, you know, programming and fear and manipulation and control and all that stuff. You just have to, you don't even if you don't even know if it's control, just feel into it. Does it feel like control? Right. You'll feel into it. And you can choose to turn that thing off and just, you know, be in love. You know, I was out with some people yesterday, some friends. We met a new friend. And he was kind of going on about how, wow, you know, this is interesting. I noticed a lot of people don't wear masks here. I don't know if that's a good thing. And then at the end, we're just talking, whatever. And then at the end, my 2 friends reached out and said goodbye and shook his hand. And he kind of like was he didn't know what to do, but he shook their hand. And then they said afterwards they had to show him that there is no fear. Like, yes, maybe there's something out there, but are we going to live in fear and not live at all? Or are we going to live our life? And the more love that we express and health, the more we create it, right? We know this. Yes. You know, it's so beautiful. And I love that. Like, your life is like, wow, let's like beautiful energy. And it's like, oh, who wouldn't want to be living there right now, right? Anywhere in the world.
I agree. When people are like telling me about all their horrible things, I'm like, well, my reality is full of abundance and connection.
Yes.
Come join me.
Come join. Right. And even create, like, if people can't leave, right? There's some people who probably can't leave, their families, whatever. How can we now all start thinking outside of the box, right? Like outside of the norm of, oh, it's going to pass, I'm still going to be here, and start creating that now. So, you know, it starts with just a few people and then grows in numbers. So it's like that chaos before the birth, right? It's so the chaos before the birth. But what are those who truly understand consciousness and energy creating, bringing them to process, right? While there's still chaos, the birth is starting to happen. It's like those who are ready to deliver, right? They're not in the chaos. They're like, they're ready to accept. And it's like,
they're like, come here, come out.
I've got you. And yet there's chaos going on with the mom and the dad and everybody. And it's like, yeah, it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to this point, as you know, every single week I make a reflection aloud, right? So just to say that, you know, that's why we decided to create this show. It's just because we want to show everybody other, you know, other things that are happening in the world right now. There's many other things happening, and today we have another testimonial. I'm going to add my update about Texas in a few seconds, but we're here to build bridges. Okay, so we understand that there's a lot of people that unfortunately have been unconnected and disconnected for the last 12 to 14 months, and this is a place where we come to really not only to create this joy and excitement, just this joy and excitement and abundance and prosperity and harmony, but also to share the stories of things that are happening in different places in the world. And we will keep on, adding new perspectives from different countries in the world. And we fully respect and understand everybody's position, because, we understand and we acknowledge that it's difficult to live in the world and to live in our worlds right now. We understand it's not easy. So, but we are here to build bridges, okay, not to burn anybody, and we burn any bridge, and we are here to understand everybody and to acknowledge that everybody might not be feeling the same way as we feel, and that's okay. And giving you an update in Texas. So in March 11th, the governor issued this executive order. It's not politically, like legislatively, it's not valid, but he can have these orders. And he basically issued an order saying that all the restrictions were lifted in the state of Texas. That was March 11th. So we are almost a month already. Tomorrow is going to be a month, and every single day the cases are going down, the number of cases, every single day, and he's openly saying it. Okay, so every single day the people that go through the testing and get a negative test, right, is or get a positive test, is going down and down and down and down. Okay, so that just to give you a reality, obviously in Texas and many other places in the world, I mean, if you have a business, you can do with your business whatever you want, but people are becoming more and more comfortable, to live their freedoms here, and you feel it and you see it, and and a lot of stores have actually they are actually much more flexible about the use of coverings, any sort of covering. So things are progressing here also in Texas. So you really feel people are more relaxed here, and it's good to live here. Obviously, I think that after what we heard today, everybody should be running to Lake Atitlan in Guatemala.
Oh my God! Yes.
Exactly. To get these face readings from Kelly and all the other face-to-face interactions. I'm sure, and interventions is the right word that she can do. Yeah. So because we all need it. I mean, I was having a conversation with the place where I live is we still have two kids in school age, and the school district is very large, but it's very well known. Actually, we moved here to this place because of the school district 10 years ago. So it's very well known, blah, blah, blah. But talking about the school districts in the country, that's another story, and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole now. But I was lucky enough to be on a Zoom call with the superintendent of the school district. We're talking about literally 25,000 students in the school district. So, and I was able to talk with her, and the conversation, and I told her, hey, I think it would be nice to assess, with all the restrictions that are happening in the schools, it would be wise to assess what's the level of stress, the level of trauma, the level of, mistrust, this kind of things that has grown in our children's community. And again, I was not being judgmental. I think it would be wise to do it, because we adults, we're already adults. We have already shaped our psyche, and we are who we are, and we still can improve. We can still be better, but thank God there's so many people out there helping us to be better, and feel better and be ourselves truly. But what about the kids in the world, right? What about what's happening with the kids? All those kids that have been obliged to be doing this and not that, and stay away from each other, and have those, compartmental, bubbles that they have been literally physically built around them. I mean, all those things. And I feel it. I see it myself when I go out with my kids right now. They have certain behaviors that they didn't have before. And, obviously they have me, right? And I can have these conversations, but not everybody it has this perspective of, you know, we have to love each other no matter what, and we have to use unconditional love no matter what. And regardless of what you're being told, love your friends, love your, you know, the people that you meet at the corridor. Well, now it's impossible to meet anybody because there's so many restrictions. Everybody's like figured out how to go around the school with thousands of students without seeing each other, almost like, well, you know, I mean, every country has this kind of, or almost every country has this kind of restrictions. But anyway, going to what you were saying, you know, love, unconditional love, and put that in the forefront of your strategy as a human being today. It's never been more necessary than today.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the last story I wanted to share is that, as you know, Judy is the goddess temple of cacao, and she has this amazing ceremonial cacao that she recommends and that she tunes into every single day, and she has so many experiences. So this week I dared to do something following the instructions. I have the instructions with me all the time. These are the instructions of her wonderful cacao.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Yeah. So the reason why I pulled this up is because this week I found an amazing, really, really plant-based milk. Really plant-based milk. The first ever. Because when you go to the supermarket and you look for almond milk or coconut milk, and then you look at the nutritional facts.
Oh yeah.
You see that there's 0. Let's take coconut milk as an example. There's 0.5 protein and 0.5 like fat, and everybody knows that coconut is pure fat, and it you know, or almond milk, another example, almond milk, right? It has a lot of fat, but it also has a lot of protein. And you go to the label of the typical almond milk in the supermarket, in the grocery store, and there has almost nothing of either of the two. So this one, which is amazing, I'm going to mention the brand because it tastes really like real coconut because it has like 7 grams of fat, and then 5, I think, of protein. So it's real. I mean, it probably has some bad stuff, but it's the most real. They have really invested the real stuff into the real milk. The name of the milk is called Nut Milk. Nut Milk is the name of the brand. Anyway, so I mixed it with your ceremonial cacao, and it has been an incredible experience. Okay, so because you actually in the instructions, because I'm very obedient guy. Okay, the same as you. I was very shy when I was a kid, so I learned to be very obedient when I was a kid. And you said it literally. You said that it can be plant-based milk. You said it. You say it in your instructions. These are the instructions of her wonderful ceremonial cacao preparation instructions. Beautiful booklet, by the way. Anyway, I wanted to share that it's great to even get more grounded onto the earth through a real, you know, plant-based milk mixed with ceremonial cacao. So I really look forward to more and more experiences of drinking your ceremonial cacao, Judy. I don't know, please give us your 5 cents about it.
No, oh my goodness. Some enjoy plant-based milk, some enjoy other spices in the ceremonial cacao, some enjoy just the water, beautiful spring water. It's just a beautiful way to honor this higher consciousness, this teacher plant that's here to help us to open up our hearts, and then to start sprinkling in front of us our stories and our limiting beliefs, our conditioned beliefs, the patterns, so that we can start to see it from this open-hearted place, start to see all the perspectives, and start to alchemize that back to love and release those stories or upgrade them. So it's a beautiful, beautiful journey. Who wouldn't want to start the morning in this beautiful way where you're creating your own little ceremony for yourself? It's so incredible. Yeah, I'm so happy that you've already been drinking cacao, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love cacao. I love cacao. So I could be on a cacao only diet. Maybe we can talk about this another day. A cacao only diet. There's so many amazing things in the planet that we could be only eating for a while and still, you know, transforming ourselves and having incredible experiences. And anyway, so
the body transformation. It's
exactly.
Your connecting even deeper with the spirit when you do something like that.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Exactly. So let's start saying goodbye to all of our audience. Kelly, if people want to reach out to you, want to know more about you, and again, thank you for the experiment that we did today, the practice that everybody was able to see today. So thank you. What's the best way to reach out to you, Kelly?
So there are 3 ways you can reach out to me. I have my Telegram group. So if you search Kelly Love Rewilding on Telegram, you can join the group there. I also have my website, kellyloverewilding.com. And if you would like to send me an email, it's kelly@kellyloverewilding.com. And even though I have a business page on Facebook, I'm not maintaining it. Like, people are still going to that page. I'm not maintaining it anymore. I have personal reasons why. So join my Telegram group instead.
Beautiful. Yay.
Understood. Exactly. Excellent. Again, thank you very much for being so kind to join us for a couple of weeks. I think that it's been a great experience for everybody here.
It's been a huge pleasure. Thank you for this opportunity. I mean, I knew at 5 years old I was going to travel the world, and to now be able to share how I'm still traveling during this time is massive for me.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for being with us. Judy, where can people find you?
Goddess Temple Cacao is my website, my social media, Instagram, Goddess Temple Cacao. And that's pretty much it.
Wonderful. Excellent. Yeah. All right. So again, it's been a pleasure. I think these are one of the best, 50 minutes ever used in the history of humankind. I'm really excited today's session. Thank you very much for being who you are, Kelly and Judy. It's amazing to be with you. Really, it's amazing. Thank you. And thank you to all of our, the people who are watching us today. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm sure that you have enjoyed our conversation and our experience today as much as we have. We appreciate that you were here, and we hope to see you soon in another of our shows. Okay. So thank you very much. Again, this was Reality Check on the Planet, Traveling the World Without Fear. It was Guatemala #2 this week. Exactly. Let's see what the next week brings us. Okay. So thank you. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Bye-bye.